Hello, this is Rafia. Today I am going to talk about carbon cycle. This is one of the debatable topics, and particularly as I've done my master's in sustainable management of natural resources, so this is one of an environmental topic. Moreover, for the students doing the O levels, this is the best opportunity to grab onto their ecology chapter because they have not been they did not provide in greater detail, or if they struggle in understanding carbon cycle, so this is a good opportunity. So what is technically carbon cycle? Living organisms, they need carbon to make food and to make the energy and to make new cells for growth and repair. So the carbon cycle is maintaining carbon in the ecosystem because carbon, all the energy is gathered from sun, and the plants, they make food by absorbing carbon dioxide via process of photosynthesis. But when they absorb in carbon dioxide and perform the process of photosynthesis, glucose is produced, which becomes a part of plant's body. And with that glucose, that's particularly the energy. Now, the energy is being generated through respiration. Yeah, because when the glucose is going to burn in oxygen, 6 molecules of water plus 6 molecules of carbon dioxide will be generated. Now, the carbon dioxide again go back into the environment. Now, some energy is generated which makes new cells for growth and repair. So carbon cycles through ecosystems moving repeatedly from one organisms to another. Now, because of this plant, now these plants, when they make carbon, they take in carbon into photosynthesis, and obviously they make glucose and store some part, and obviously when they make new cells, so that carbon will become part of their body. So when another animal is going to eat that plant, so the energy is going to transfer from the plant to the animal. And so in this way, the energy moves repeatedly from one organism to another. There are various processes by which carbon in the form of carbon dioxide is removed and restored to the atmosphere, and it constitutes the carbon cycle. For example, during the photosynthesis, the green plants absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and use it to manufacture carbohydrates, glucose. And now listen, this is a turning point. I've also explained before that this glucose, it may be changed to other organic compounds like fats and amino acids or proteins. And now when animal is going to feed on the green plants, the carbon compounds become part of their bodies of these animals. So the carbon compounds may be, right, now that's another point. Now don't look at this point. Stay there at that point. Now carbon from the plants in the form of glucose, it is going to enter in the animal bodies. So see, carbon dioxide from the air becomes a part of plant's body, and that becomes a part of animal body. So why carbon cycle is necessary? Because carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. How come? So via respiration, when living organisms respire, you know what is the equation for respiration? When the glucose molecule is burnt in oxygen, carbon dioxide is generated and water molecule is produced. Like glucose is broken down and carbon dioxide is released into the environment. Combustion of fossil fuels, for example, oil, gas, petroleum, coal, natural gases, when they are burnt, they release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And when the decay of organisms take place, their dead bodies are broken down into simpler inorganic and organic substances, but carbon dioxide is released. Okay, now let me be very clear on this. Now, what is the importance of this carbon cycle? Why we are studying the importance of carbon cycle? It is because carbon cycle ensures that there is continuous supply of inorganic carbon dioxide for plants to carry out photosynthesis. Now, why that is important? Because ultimately every organism depends on plants, because plants are the only species who can do process of photosynthesis and grab the sunlight from the sun. And there is only one source of energy, and that is the sun. If there are no plants, then who is going to fix this the energy from the sun. So now enables a linear flow of energy through the ecosystem. The carbon compounds or vehicles through which they trap solar energy. Now that's the point. Yeah, solar energy passes from organisms to other organisms in the food chains of an ecosystem. If I show it diagrammatically, let's start from the plants. The plants, they absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and perform a process of photosynthesis, and then they, after absorbing it, they do the process of photosynthesis and then obviously do respiration. While doing respiration, because they obviously need to have some energy, so they will burn glucose. So they will, after respiration, they will produce carbon dioxide, and you know how, because glucose molecules, respiration is a process in which glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen to generate carbon dioxide and water molecules. These plants, when they are eaten by animals, they also do process of respiration and generate carbon dioxide. Now eventually these plants and these animals and plants die, and when they decay on the surface of the earth by the decomposers, the carbon dioxide is generated. Moreover, when the death, they've been buried deep down in the earth, they will turn into, these animals and plants will turn into fossil fuels. For example, coal, petroleum, natural gas. So these fossil fuels, when they will be burnt after millions of years ago by combustion, they will release carbon dioxide. Now volcanoes out there, they're also producing carbon dioxide, which is released into the water, and when it combines with limestone present at the base of water, so then it will turn limestone into fossil fuels. So this whole cycle ensures that there is an availability of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And this carbon dioxide is necessary, again I'm repeating that, it is necessary for the continuous supply of inorganic carbon dioxide for the plants to carry out photosynthesis, because plants are the only species to do photosynthesis and fix the sunlight, because sun is the only source of energy, and if there are no plants in the atmosphere, then there is no way to fix the energy, and if the energy is not fixed, so it will not be able to flow from an organism to another in the food chain. Hence there will be no energy in the food chain. Why do we need carbon cycle? In order to ensure that there's a continuous supply of inorganic carbon dioxide. Yeah, now thank you very much. I hope it makes sense and you like it. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll see you in the next video with nitrogen cycle.